Brilliant. So starting off, base of your big toe, base of your little toe and your heel. Find that start position with the pelvis, switch those tummy muscles on, shoulders back and down, head nice and long. Start off with your toy soldier feet, so from one side to the other. Add in your alternate arm to leg, so reach that arm up to the ceiling. Thinking about those glutes and those quads. Good. One more either side. And then take both arms up to the top, onto your toes, really reaching up to the ceiling. Get some nice extension through the back. And then bring those arms all the way back down, opening up through the shoulders, heels back down on the floor, up to the top. Then back down. Good. One more. Lovely. Okay, so then grab that band. Bring the band across the shoulders, underneath the armpits, shoulders back and down, and then just start off by putting a bit of a stretch on the band. Keep those feet planted, the hips pointing towards me, and then twist into your spine twist. Breath in to hold, and then all the way back, and go back the other way. Good. So you twist, and then back. Good. One last one. And then back to the center. Then stretch those arms out, and then fold back in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So let go of the band underneath your left foot, and keep your left foot planted on it. You're going to have the band in the right hand. Step back and bring that arm back. So you step back and bring the arm up to the top. I see it as kind of an opposite of a tennis serve. So it's topical. Good. So it works the back of the shoulder, opens up through the front of the shoulder. Let's do one more. The blue band's ambitious, but you know, swap over. It's good to be ambitious. Right, so we're going to put the right foot on the band. Come away and reach with that left arm. So you step back and reach. And you'll feel that the tummy muscles switch on with this one as well as you do that nice rotation through the body. Good. Let's do one more. Brilliant. Okay, so let's fold the band then. And so fold it into half and tie a knot in it so that you've got a loop that's shoulder width apart. Okay, so if you put your hands in the band and you put a bit of gentle pressure out to the side, and then bring those arms up to the top. So you've got your feet on the floor, roll onto those toes, and then we're going to bring those arms up to the top. Once you get to the top, 5 little presses out to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then back down. So as we're coming up onto our toes, you get some nice extension through the back of the mid back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down and go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. So then step back with one foot. We're going to bring the arms forward, shoulders back and down. So then you want to step with that foot. You step back, step it to the front, slide it back like you're pushing off on a skateboard. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg there. Make sure you've got those shoulders back and down. And then see if you can lift that back leg. Toe touch back down. Lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And have a little wriggle with that leg. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to step back with the left leg this time. A little bit of weight through that front leg. Shoulders back and down as you pull those arms out straight. Then step back with the left to meet the right. And slide it back so we're pushing off on our skateboard again. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg there. Correct that shoulder position. Find your balance on that right foot. And then lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Fantastic. Wriggle those legs around. And then let's come into some squats. So this time in and out with the shoulders. So you're coming down into your squat, reaching forward. Straighten up, reach those arms up to the top. So you're coming forward and up. Good. One last one. Perfect. Okay, get rid of your bags. Bring those feet a bit wider apart. Slide down one side and get that lovely side bend stretch. And then back. And go down the other side. Side bend stretch. Good. One more each way. Slide and stretch. And then last one. Good. So bring yourself down forward. Hands onto the floor. Relax your head. Give it a bit of a shake. Good. And then stack those vertebrae, one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. And then bring both feet back together. One more roll down, tuck the chin in. Soften the knees. Rolling down, maybe give the head a little shake, relax. Good. And then stack those vertebrae, one on top of the other. Shoulders back and down at the top. Brilliant. Come down into line on your back on the mat. Keep your band handy, keep the knot in it. Going back a bit now. Okay, I think I started before I did my two moves. Okay, fixing these together. Find that start position with the pelvis. And then put the fingers onto the hip bones, in a bit and down a bit onto those hip bones, and switch those tummy muscles on. Bring your arms out to the side. And then we're going to do our hip twist level 2. So breath in to prepare. Take both knees to the right, head to the left, and then back. And both knees to the left, head to the right. Stacking those feet one on top of the other. And keeping that that lovely stretch in the spine. The out breath, in breath to hold, and then out breath all the way back over. Brilliant. One more each side. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our hips and our feet back to hip width apart. Switch those deep tummy muscles on again. Keep those ribs nice and soft. And then take that right knee out to the side. And then back to the center. And then that left knee out to the side and back to the center. So you're just monitoring that the pelvis is staying still. Those deep tummy muscles that you can just feel under your fingers, gently toning, stay toned throughout that movement. Good. Let's do one more each side. Then let's grab our band. So we've still got our loop in the band. We bring the hands to 90 degrees above the head. And then we're just thinking about those ribs. So you've got your head rested on the towel. You're going to gently press the ribs down at the back into the mat. And that's going to keep that lovely connection to the pelvis. So you keep those ribs pressed down as you bring the arms overhead. So you've got gentle pressure out to the side with the hands. And then back. And then go again. So over the top. And then back. Good. So out breath as you come over the top. And then in breath as you come back. Then push the right leg away as you take the arms overhead, right leg extended. Think about those glutes working. And then fold back in. And then the left leg. Push away and fold back in. Good. So out breath, in breath. One last one. Good. So then, keeping that gentle pressure out to the side with the band, come into your double tabletop. So as you lift that second leg, just gently press those ribs down a bit more so you've got that nice stability. And then we're going to take that right foot to the floor, slide away, arms overhead, and then back and come back to the top. Left side, foot away, straighten and back to the top. Good. One more either side. Brilliant. So then bring your arms down by your side, elbows resting on the mat. You can have your feet back in onto the floor if you like, or you can leave them in your double tabletop. We're going to do our hip twist. So you're going to gently press the band out to the side so that you're just switching on the back of the shoulder. Then we're going to take that right foot and knee out into your hip twist. Keep the pelvis nice and still. Back to the center. And then the left foot and knee out to the side, back to the center. So out breath, in breath. So just really concentrate on those tummy muscles so that the pelvis stays still. And then thinking about the breathing as well. Out breath, in breath. Good. One last one. And then let's bring our knees to chest. Little rock from side to side, give them a little hug with their arms. Perfect. And then back down. Okay, so let's bring those arms to 90 degrees. And we're going to do some pulses. So you're just going to push the hands out to the side in a pulse as you take the arms overhead. And then back. Good. So it's an off and on. Good. One more. And then, lovely. So then come back into your double tabletop. We're going to do our one leg stretch, arms overhead. So bring those arms to 90 degrees. This time straighten the right leg as you bring your arms overhead. Fold back in. Straighten the left leg. Fold back in. So you really want to think about those ribs. Press those ribs down. Don't let the back arch through that whole range of movement. Good. So it's the out breath as you push away and the in breath as you come back. Just keeping an eye on those ribs, keep those pressed down. Good. Let's do 2 more each side. This is a great one for the abs. Lovely. And then take those knees to chest. Little rock from side to side. Brilliant. Okay, so just get rid of the bench for a second. Bring those feet back down to hip width apart. And we're going to do some abdo prep. So bring your hands behind your head, elbows in the peripheral vision there. If you don't want to lift the head and shoulders off the mat, then just do some nice gentle spine curls. So you just gently flattening the back and arching the back. Otherwise, elbows in the peripheral vision, support the head and shoulders, fold from the ribs. Breath in to prepare, lifting those head and shoulders off the mat and then back down. Out breath as you lift up, in breath as you come back. One more. Brilliant. Then, hands onto the knees, and let's roll like a ball up into sitting. Grab your band, untie your knot, and then tie your band around the knees with a bow. Okay, and then lie back down onto the towel, feet and knees hip width apart. So we're going to come into our double tabletop and come back into that abdo prep with an oblique. So, into your double tabletop if you like. You can keep the feet on the floor if you prefer. Hands behind your head. And then take that right elbow towards the left knee. And then back down. And then left elbow to right knee. One last one. Perfect. Okay, hands down on the hips. Still keeping those legs in that tabletop position, keeping those tummy muscles working. Take that right knee and foot out to the side. So working against the resistance of the band, back to the center, left knee and foot out to the side. If this feels a bit too much, get those feet back on the floor. Good. So you want to keep the pelvis nice and still, those tummy muscles working. Think about that pelvic floor. And you also want to keep those ribs pressed down. And then the out breath as you push away. In breath. And then out breath as you push away the other side. In breath. Let's do one more each side. Really good for the abs, this one as well. And then back to the center, lovely, and then bring those feet back down. Take your towel out from underneath your head if you like, as we come into our shoulder bridge. So, you're going to put gentle pressure through the band, flatten the back, and then heel up into that shoulder bridge, opening up through those hips, get that lovely stretch through the quadriceps, and then back down, placing those vertebrae back down one at a time. And then go again. So you flatten, heel, opening up through the hips there. And then back down. Good. One last one. Stay in that bridge and keep the left leg still and take that right knee out to the side for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Come back down. So the last one, out, up into that bridge, left leg out to the side for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then back down. Oh, that's such a hard one. Perfect. Okay. Bring that towel back in underneath your head there. Bring your arms to 90 degrees above your head and then open through the front of the shoulders. Take those elbows out to the side. So you've got that lovely stretch through the front of the shoulders. And then take the hands above the head. So slide the fingers around on the floor if you can. So the fingers come together above your head. Keep those ribs down, super stretchy, and then up to the top. So then go again. So you're going to bring those hands out to the side. Elbows onto the floor if you can. Then slide those fingers along the floor as you bring your arms overhead. And then back to the top. Good. One last one. Good. And then back. Lovely. Bring the hands onto the ribs. Just feel those ribs gently press down there. Keep the hands on those ribs. We're going to slide the right leg away. You might want to ease that left foot away a little bit. So that right foot is now, that right knee is now straight. Bend at the ankle. And then see if you can lift and lower with the 10 with that band. And it's going to really get those glutes working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Fold back in. Swap over, other side. Slide that left leg away. Bend at the ankle. Keep those ribs pressed down. That nice connection through to the pelvis. And then lift and lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're looking to keep the pelvis really still, no arching of the back. 8, 9, and 10. Good. Stretch that other leg out and then the arms overhead and really stretch to the opposite ends of the room. Good. Bend the knees, turn onto your side, and we're going to use our band in side line to have some resistance to the clamp, the side kick, and the lift and lower. Okay. So find that start position with the pelvis, some length through that top hip there. Going to start off with our level 1 clamp. So you're going to keep the feet together, feet on the floor, push that right leg, that top leg up out to the side and back down. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So then lift those feet into that level 2 position. Keep that length through that top hip. So you almost push it away. So you've got a gap under your waist there. And then go again. Good. So last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So drop that bottom leg down. Going to leave that top leg lifted. Keep the equal pressure through the band. That's the key on this one. And then you're going to, so the knees are staying parallel. And then you're going to take that foot to the ceiling. So you're rotating around the hip, those internal rotators, and then back to parallel. So the foot comes to the ceiling and then goes back to parallel. Good. Last 5. Oh, this is a tough one for 15. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. And then give those hips a bit of a rub. Oh, that was mean. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing, but this time take the knee out to the side. So you want to lift that top leg to hip height and then push that knee out to the side. Probably won't go very far. We'll do 10. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then drop those legs down. Good work. Okay, there's 2 small openings. So squish your towel up. Bring one arm on top of the other. And then take that top arm, breath in to prepare. Reach it up and over the top. Let the head follow the movement of the hand. Get that stretch through the front of the shoulder and the middle of the back. And then back. So out breath, in breath to hold, out breath as you come back. Good. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So then bring that arm back long underneath the towel. Right, we're going to do a modified side kick. So lift that top leg to hip height. We're not going to bring the leg forward, but we're going to keep that leg parallel and just take it back. and then bring it back to your start position. So we're extending through the hip and we're getting the glute working. So you push back and then back to forward. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Drop that down straight. Oh, nearly fell over. Straighten both legs out. So you've got that tummy muscles, the tummy muscles working now. You've got some lovely length through the legs, quads and the glutes switched on. And we're going to lift and lower with that top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then lift that top leg. Really fire up those glutes and bottom leg to join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that leg lifted if you can. Bring the hand onto the thigh and reach the arm up and over the top to the other hand and back down. Good. 2 more. Reach up and over. Good. Last one. Brilliant. Okay, so then bend the knees, come onto the other side. And then we're going to do the whole thing on the other side. So bring the arm long underneath the towel, feet, bum, shoulders all lined up against the back of the mat. Find that start position with the pelvis and some length through that top hip. Okay, so starting off, level 1 plank. Lift that top knee and then back down. Up on the out breath, back down on the in. Good, last 3. 2 and 1. Good, so then keep that length through that top hip. Lift those feet into level 2 position and then go again. Good, last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, then leave that top leg lifted. And we're going to do our rotation around the hip. So just going to keep the knees parallel, keep that pressure through the band equal and take that foot to the ceiling. Good. Up on the out breath, back down on the in. It's quite a tough one, but it's a really good one. Five more to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Oh, have a little breather. That's tough. So then we're going to do the other direction, but we're only going to do 10. I'm going to have a hand down for balance for this one, so I've got a bit of extra push. So you're just going to lift that top knee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then give the hips a bit of a rub. Good work. And then we're just going to squish the towel up. Bring those arms through, one on top of the other. And then let's come into our arm opening. So little breather for the legs. So you take that top arm up over the top. Get that lovely stretch, front of the shoulder, middle of the back, and then back. Out breath. In breath to hold. Out breath. Good. One last one. Good. So then bring your arm back long underneath the towel. You're going to lift that top leg to hip height, and it's a modified side kick, so we're not doing the forward, we're just doing the back. So you're just taking that top knee and foot back, get a nice extension through the hip, the glutes switched on, and then fold back forward to your start position. So it's that pushing back. Keep the tummy muscles working so the back doesn't overarch. Out breath, in breath. We've got 2 more. Lovely. And then we're going to straighten both legs out. Keep that length through that top hip there. And then lift and lower top leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then we're going to lift that top leg, lower leg to join. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Leave that top leg lifted. Switch those glutes back on. It will give you that extra stability. Bring that hand up onto the thigh. Reach up and over the top with the other hand, and then back down. So keeping that arm and that shoulder within the socket, so kind of really thinking about those shoulder blade muscles as you bring that arm back down. Let's do 1 more. Okay, so rest those legs back down. I'm thinking we're keeping the band on. If it's annoying, you can take it off. We're going to come on to our front and into our clam, into our cobra. So onto your front, rest your forehead on your towel. Hands either side by your head as we come into our cobra stretch to start. So either onto the elbows or straight arms. And then back down. So you're looking to come up on the out breath, in breath to hold, out breath on the way back down. You want to keep the shoulders relaxed so they're not going around to your up to your ears. And you want to feel a nice stretch through the tummy as well as that stretch in the low back. Good. Let's do one last one. Brilliant. Okay, so bring those hands either side by your head there. Just kind of relax them onto the mat. Then have the feet and knees hip width apart. And then we're going to do some swimming legs. So tuck the tailbone under and lift that right leg from the hip and back down. Left leg from the hip and back down. The band shouldn't really add too much resistance for this one. Maybe a tiny bit for those glutes. Good. So then, we're going to slide those hands out a bit more. Take the shoulders back and down and lift the elbows off the mat. Still have those tummy muscles switched on. And lift the right arm with the left leg. And back down. Left arm, right leg. Back down. Good. One last one. Brilliant. So then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Come up into 4-point kneeling. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And to keep those knees hip width apart. Let's start with our cat camel. So you're just going to arch the back, drop the head down. And then drop down, lift the head up. And then back, drop down. And then lift up. Good. One last one. And then back down. Okay. So then we're going to take that right leg. So you're in that midpoint. And so if you just gently push the hands away, drop the breastbone down, find that midpoint for the shoulders. Then slide that right leg away. And then see if it's not too ambitious to lift and lower for 10. 1, 2. You're not going to go as far as you normally go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Fall back in. Quite a tough one with the band. Okay. So then slide the other leg out. Lift and lower for 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. And then fall back in. And then we're going to slide that right leg out, left arm, and then lift if we can. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. And then swap over. So we're going to slide the left leg, right arm, lift that leg if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. Let's do one more each side. So just be a little bit mindful of the elbows. Don't let them sneak round to the front, turn themselves inside out almost. Keep the crook of the elbow pointing at each other. Have your head looking down in front of your hands. Slide that right leg out. Lift the left arm Lift that right leg, you can really feel the abs working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. Find all those start pointers again. Slide that left arm out, lift that right, so left leg, right arm, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then back down, and then arch the back. Drop back onto the heels, drop back into that child's pose stretch and get that lovely bend through the low back. So just take a couple of breaths here and work really hard with our alleged low resistance bands, but they felt quite tough. Okay, so then coming up, if you did release and release both, then release your band and come and lie on your back with your head on your towel. And then let's finish with some stretches. We've worked hard today. Done well. So, right leg, hands behind the thigh, reach that leg to the ceiling. Circle with the foot, get some rotation through the ankle joint and go back the other way. Good. And then take your right leg across the left knee, open through the hip. Then if you want more stretch, keep those tummy muscles working to support the back and then lift that left leg. Hands behind that left thigh. And as you just draw that towards you a little bit, you get a really deep stretch through that back of that right hip across the button. And then just take a couple of breaths there. And then bring that foot back down, reach that other leg to the ceiling. Circle the foot. Get that the other way. And then bring that leg across the opposite knee. Open through the hip. Get that nice stretch through the front of the hip there first. Switch those tummy muscles on. Lift that leg, that right leg, and then get that deeper stretch at the back. And then knees to chest. And then come up into sitting. Bring those feet together, knees out to the side. Shoulders back and down, head nice and long. And then just do a side bend stretch. So take your right ear to your right shoulder. Back to the center, left ear to left shoulder. Back to the center. Fantastic. Okay, so then stretch the left leg out, tuck that right foot inside the thigh there, and reach down that left side. Let your head come down there, get that stretch. It comes all the way through that right hand side of your trunk. It's really nice. Good. And then swap over. I've had a hard weekend. I need my stretches this morning. Okay, so they're going to put that left foot into the thigh, reach down. Lovely. And then let's come, stretch the legs out forward first. Take the nose to the knees. This time you're really thinking about letting the neck relax. Let that drop down forward. Back of the thighs, you really feel a stretch there, keeping those knees nice and straight. And then let's come up into standing. So 3-4 point kneeling probably onto your feet. Then see if you can let go of the hands and stack those vertebrae one on top of the other, shoulders back and down at the top. And then let's just finish with our final stretch. Feet hip width apart, both arms forward and up to the top. Stretch up with one and then the other. And then hands behind your head, backward bend, back to the middle. Shrug those shoulders, relax, bring those arms up to the top, and then all the way back and down. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. Good work.